Hi, the year is 2024 and Arrowhead, a small company in Sweden, just released a little game called Helldivers 2. It probably won't be a huge success. Never mind. Everyone loves the game, but the servers are full. So what does Arrowhead do? What do we do, John Pilla said. Everyone wants to play the game, but the servers are full. Raise the server capacity to 800k. Since the server capacity increased, everyone can play the game without any issues now. And the game is still attracting a lot of people too. Oh look, a new warbond with an electric theme. Pretty nice. But the armor passive isn't really great. Hopefully it will be useful soon. Wait, what is this jungle planet on the automaton front? Oh wait. Malevolent Creek was a PTSD planet for most Helldivers because 1. Trees were talking in an automatonative language. 2. It was a nightmare to fight the automatons on the planet because of the random explosions and the random gunfire being spread across the tall jungle trees. And lastly, 3. Many Helldivers lost their comrades because of number 2. We saw off the month by completely destroying the automatons for good. Hopefully they won't come back. Not even 72 hours later, the automatons took Cyberstan and a few other sectors. But hey, we got a new explosive themed warbond and a new automaton unit, so that means more chaos on the field. Wait a minute, is that Sony in the distance? This has to be the worst month for Helldivers 2 so far. Because for no reason whatsoever, Sony wanted the PC players to have a PSN account to continue playing the game. By far, one of the most stupidest things Sony has done so far. And of course, this caused many Helldivers to stop playing the game and review bomb it on Steam. It didn't help that Arrowhead made a mid-warbond with weak weapons and still having the same old armor passives. But at least we got a new impact incinerator grenade and a stun SMG. And there's a new major order about the Terminids breaking through the Termicide towers, which prevented them from advancing further into the galaxy. And they already made a super colony on a planet named Meridia. So Sony reversed the decision kinda, because 177 countries are still blocked from playing the game since Sony doesn't have any office buildings in those countries. Remember that planet called Meridia? We tried to clean out the massive infestation on the planet, but it was no use. We had to use the dark fluid, which was from our old enemies in the first galactic war, and injected it into the planet, causing it to turn into a black hole. It was sad that we had to lose the planet, but at least we got a new jungle warbond and a new biome to fight on. This was another bad month for Helldivers 2 because the player count dropped significantly because all the balance issues in the game and the dreadful reason. The game got boring. This was the first month where there was no new warbond, so that's another reason contributing to the loss of players. Is Helldivers 2 gonna finally die now? Wait, we got news about the game's biggest update coming in early August. Seems like Helldivers 2 is looking up again. Yeah, the update was disliked by half of the community because of the various nerfs to the weapons like the Incendiary Breaker and the Flamethrower. But we got a new difficulty level, a new bug enemy called the Impaler, a new bot enemy called the Scout Strider, a new planet biome that is a swamp, and a new Acid Storm planet event. So what went wrong? 5 words: late game progression and unfair enemies. Most players in the game were high levels, but the game didn't really include a late game progressive system to put their unwanted samples and requisition slips into better things like improving your weapons to make them a lot better. And when the update came out, most of them were disappointed that it didn't add any late game progressive system into the game. And now to the unfair enemies part. The Terminids would kill you way too quick or just one-shot you like the Hunter, Battle Titan, and the Charger. And the automatons had too many enemies that would insta-kill you with a single explosion or just have aimbot. Like the Factory Strider, Hulk, both of the Devastators, and the newly released Scout Strider. With these two elements, including the balancing issues, the community called the update the escalation of boredom. The newest flame-themed warbond named Freedom's Flame got released, which I think is a fine warbond, like a 7 out of 10. Following the disappointment of the update, most people left the game, causing the player counts to be the lowest the game ever experienced. After all of this, Pillowstead decided to do a 60-day plan on balancing the game's weapons and enemies. Hopefully this will be the last bad thing the game will face. By the way, there's a weird yellow cloud in the terminal front. Hopefully it won't be a huge problem. We start the month off by getting halfway through the 60-day roadmap and restoring weapons back to their former glories. And of course, it gives massive nerfs to our enemies too. We got a brand new emote wheel, so we don't have to keep going back to back to the terminal to swap out emotes, which can get annoying if you have a lot of emotes that you want to use. There's a new major order about constructing a new space station called the Democracy Space Station, DSS for short. We took the plans from X-45 on the automaton front months ago. The construction plans for the ship were originally from the First Galactic War. The major order wanted us to find a suitable planet to build the ship on either Classa or Yelavar on the automaton front. By the end of the major order, we decided to build the DSS on Yelavar. We got a brand new gas warbond, which personally I don't really like cause it can kill smaller enemies effectively, but on bigger enemies, it's just useless. We finally completed the 60-day roadmap, so you know what that means? More buffs for us and more nerfs to our enemies. Hold up, my phone is ringing. We got automatons with jump packs running around. This is a new sub-faction called the Jump Pack Brigade. They took the jump packs from fallen Helldivers and attached them to their infantry. We have completed 4 of the major orders that needed to be completed to finally use the Democracy Space Station. And the community didn't really like it because it felt very underwhelming. Like the DSS has 3 weapons that can be used, and actually you can use your own samples to contribute to the DSS using those weapons because the whole contribution thing to the DSS is a community activity. But when the DSS is on a planet that you're fighting on and has one of the weapons, it can have a chance to accidentally kill you. And when a weapon goes inactive after being used, the cooldown could be days. So overall, the DSS was a disappointment to the game. Wait a minute, pretty sure this is the day. Let me go check my calendar. Yep, I knew it. This is the month for our glorious holiday, Liberty Day. So our major order was just celebrating the greatest day for Super Earth, and we got rewarded with the armor that ancestors wore in the First Galactic War and the Constitution too, which you get at 16 years old to encourage service. Almost forgot. We got a... Wait, I don't really know what to describe this one, but I still love it anyway. Nothing really happened in this month except for a patch update. And sadly, there was no new warbond in this month, so we're gonna have a 5-second long intermission. It's finally the month of the giving, and some Helldivers are going to go on break to go back to their families. Hopefully nothing goes wrong.
They arrived without warning, laying waste to our peaceful colonies, crushing all resistance. They stole our citizens' homes and their minds, and something much, much worse, their freedom.
So, the Illuminate, which we thought left the Milky Way for good after their defeat in the First Galactic War, returned out of nowhere, attacking Calypso that is in the Solaria sector, making us find the new save biome for the very first time. Remember when I said that the cutting edge War Bond's armor passive was useless? It's finally viable now, because the Illuminate uses arc damage, which can one-shot you if you're not careful. When the Helldivers got to Calypso, they met new faces like the Harvester, Voteless, which were citizens turned to mindless zombies, Watchers, Overseers, and Elevated Overseers. Can't wait for the DSS to fight the Illuminate. No, the DSS didn't literally get destroyed, but out of commission by the Illuminate, sadly. There's some great news. We finally got our first ever crossover. The game is called Killzone, and I'm gonna let Google tell you what it is because I'm kinda tired of talking.
Killzone is a first-person shooter developed by Guerrilla Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The series centers around the ongoing war between the Helghast and the Vecton Issa.
When the first wave of items got released, for some reason there was an inflation because new items were expensive. Like the armor set and cape costed 1,120 super credits, making it more expensive than a war bond. And the gun, title, and banner wasn't much better because in total they costed 1,015 super credits. So all of this costed 2,135 super credits. Now expensive than 2 war bonds. So when the community first opened their superstore to see those prices, they were pretty mad. So a few days later, Arrowhead gifted the second wave of the Killzone items for free and increased the timer for the first wave to leave the superstore. A new city-themed war bond got released, which is personally my favorite. One more thing, we finally got our first ever vehicle in the game. Sorry I have to cut this video short. I have 2 reasons for this. One is that I've been making this video for 3 months because of my schedule and laziness. And 2, my software editor has been lagging and crashing half the time when making the video. I guess that happens when your software editor is greedy and doesn't care about the consumer. The only thing I forgot to add was back in May of 2024, Pelista actually stepped down as the CEO at Arrowhead Games to be a creative chief officer. And the new CEO at Arrowhead Games being Shams Jorjani. He was originally a Chief Business Development Officer at Paradox Games. And that basically covers that. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the last part of the short history of Helldivers 2. And stay safe.